Okay, Amanda, I have to start today with a confession. A few years ago, I was in a room with a potential investor. I wanted to impress him so badly that when he asked for a simple market analysis, I told him, not only will I get you the analysis, I'll build you a proprietary AI-driven forecasting tool and a 10-year global expansion roadmap.
Oh no, Adam. I can see where this is going. Did you actually try to build it?
I spent 3 weeks not sleeping, hired 2 freelancers I couldn't afford, and by the time the follow-up meeting happened, I had absolutely nothing to show for it. I was so busy trying to build the future of finance that I forgot to answer the original question.
You, my friend, were a classic case of boiling the ocean. Welcome back to Circle Back, the headquarters for high-status executive fluency. I'm Amanda.
And I'm Adam. If you've ever felt like your to-do list was actually a mission to colonize Mars in a weekend, you are in the right place.
Before we dive into why boiling the ocean is the silent killer of corporate careers, do us a quick favor. Hit that subscribe button right now and ring the notification bell. We're here every week at Circle Back HQ to help you master the language of the boardroom.
And if you've ever had a boss who asked for the world but gave you a shoestring budget, hit that like button. Let's get a count of how many survivors we have in the community today.
Oh no, I suspect that number is going to be high. So Adam, let's get into the granularity of this. For the uninitiated, what does it actually mean to boil the ocean?
It's an idiom used to describe an impossible task, specifically trying to do too much at once or making a project so broad in scope that it becomes unmanageable. It's like standing on the shore of the Atlantic with a single electric heater and saying, "I'll have this bubbling by noon." It sounds ambitious, but it's actually just, delusional.
Harsh, but true. In the boardroom, it's the ultimate enemy of the minimum viable product, or MVP. People think they are being thorough, but they're actually just falling into analysis paralysis.
Exactly, and the dazzling part of being a professional is knowing when to say wait. I see this in startups constantly. They spend millions trying to solve every problem for every person before they've even sold one product to one person.
It's a prestige trap. We think by making the project massive, we make ourselves look important. But in reality, high-status leaders value velocity and execution over endless planning.
So let's look at the psychology of the boil. Why do we do it? Is it just ego?
Sometimes, but often it's a lack of prioritization. If everything is a priority one, then nothing is a priority. It's scope creep on steroids. You start with a cup of tea, and suddenly you're trying to desalinate the entire sea.
I love that. So let's get tactical for our audience. This is the survival script portion of the show. Amanda, if a client or a high-level stakeholder comes to me and says, "Adam, I need the full 50-page report, the 3D model, and the legal review by Monday," what is the dazzling way to push back?
You have to use phased ambition. You don't say, "No, that's a low-status move." You say, "Not all at once. Try this. I love the scale of this vision. To ensure we don't boil the ocean and lose our speed to market, can we identify the critical path first? Which 20% of this project will give us the most immediate leverage?"
Immediate leverage. I like that. It sounds strategic, not lazy.
Exactly. Another one for the C-suite is, "That's a brilliant long-term objective. How about we run a pilot phase on this specific segment first to gather data before we scale globally?" You're essentially telling them, let's boil a pot of water before we try to heat the Atlantic.
It's about incremental victory. If you keep the wins small and frequent, you keep the team's energy high. If you ask them to boil the ocean, they'll be burnt out before the water even gets lukewarm.
And let's be honest, the most stunning professionals are the ones who actually ship. Nobody cares how big your plan was if it never left your hard drive.
100%. Excellence is a marathon, not a sprint into the sea. So don't be an ocean boiler. Be a pot boiler. Start small, win fast, and iterate.
Well said. That's all the time we have in the boardroom today. We want to hear from you in the comments below. What's the most ocean-boiling request you've ever received at work? How did you handle the scope creep?
We're looking for the best survival stories to feature in a future episode, so don't be shy. And if you found this breakdown helpful, please give this video a like. It tells the YouTube algorithm that professional business English is actually, dare I say, dazzling?
It definitely is.
Don't forget to subscribe to Circle Back HQ. We have some incredible episodes coming up on low-hanging fruit and moving the needle.
Thanks for joining us at headquarters. We'll circle back with you in the next episode.
See you then.